Okay, also from Konchiwa, the side snap Sakutogeri, can be applied in a number of ways, which are obvious. Obviously, it's a kick. From the point of view of an attack, if Matthew is coming, say with a left punch, so we can see the camera here. Now, you can go to that nerve above the knee there, but there's also an application on the outside of the knee, or if you're in the other direction, inside block here, you can take the inside of the knee. Another way to do it is if the attacker throws the right punch, Washizumi block, and then they come in the backside. Alright? So there's a lot of applications for Sakutogeri that are from the knee or just above the knee downwards, rather than a higher kick, which you would target maybe above the hip line to try to collapse the hip. Also from Konchiwa Bunkai, talking about the shuto riken. Okay, the shuto many times is thought of as a chopping motion, striking on the side of the neck, the jaw, the temple, or the clavicle. All right. There's also a movement to run upwards along the side of the neck to do a tearing action on the carotid artery, which is very effective as well. One of the things about the carotid artery, it takes time on target. Pretty much every strike, time on target, so you're going to hit to the side of the neck and leave it for a quarter of a second or a half a second before you release it. It will interrupt the blood flow to the brain, cause disorientation if it doesn't clearly knock the person out. Another application for shuto, which is interesting, is from the Konchiwa Bunkai again, where there is a, from the Bunkai, right punch, left punch. Now we target the nerve inside the arm in here that makes the person twitch, but you're hitting this, and from this position you're controlling the hand and back fist. So instead of hitting the side of the neck, you can hit the arm, deaden the arm, boom, and break the balance of the person. Also from Konchiwa Bunkai, which I find very interesting, is the trap. From the trap point of view, if Matthew assumes a position where he's been kicked, like this, he turns sideways, grabbing here to shoken to the heart, he turns his body to deflect the shoken to the heart, but of course he's going to come back with the strike back towards me, and at which time I'm going to slide back, release, stay there, man. I'm going to bring up this as a trap, and then instead of, I don't want to pull him in towards me, I want you to step back with my ascension step, which pulls him off balance, and then we can move here to here. All right? Those are just a few things from Konchiwa. Another application with from some of the Bunkai movements are Hojo window or kata. The movement that is in this particular motion, right? Okay, you wonder what that is, etc., etc. We could do that by demonstrating a little technique that I learned years ago, where you're fighting hand to hand like this, or stands hand to hand like this. Now the movement would be, I'll do it slowly, it's a distracted movement where you pull the hand, I'm moving in this way with a strike, here, and then behind the head. This hand drops down on here, and it's going to go, okay? So it's a distraction again, I'll show it again. It's here, bang, his head naturally turns to the side like that. He doesn't feel this. I turn my hand, and of course I'm going to do, and control his body downwards in a spin movement onto the floor. You can stop the spin and take it from there, you could let him go. Those are just some of the earlier applications. Another movement that's very effective from the movement like this is if Matthew throws a right punch, deflection, and I'm moving underneath, and I come up underneath, and I jam my shoulder underneath his armpit, Now that negates his right arm. This, my forearm is going to go against the carotid artery. My knee is going to go slightly this way to take control of his balance. I can choke, and then I can throw downwards. Okay? That is another movement that can be used from the kata, that movement here. So you're coming check block, underneath, pull, and then turn and throw down. This movement here where it's a scooping movement, striking down, leg up. Okay, so when you're using any of these applications of bunkai from the kata, it doesn't matter which direction they go. So they can go this way, they can go this way, or this way, etc. So there's no rule to say it must be exactly the same. We use any part of that. Same as the wayuki block, we use any part of that 360-degree circle. We interrupt, we intercept, etc., etc. So one that to me demonstrates this movement is a kick. If Matthew was doing a slow motion kick to here, I would be here, and then I would be deflecting the kick downwards like this, outwards, and at the same time turning my hand up to Sancharan position again to catch, grabbing here, turning and putting him down on the floor, just by that. Okay, and it would happen. So your movement, go ahead, right, and then you throw him down on the floor. Don't want to injure the young man. He's training. All right, hey.